All right. It is a Monday, still Monday here in Southern California, September 25th. And I just kind of wanted to go over a few things. Some of them happened on Twitter. Some of them, some of them I observed online. So the one thing on Twitter is there's an incident. There was a fight on Twitter between an elderly white gentleman and a black woman, and they continue to. There are people, and I think they're a minority, who continue to believe that the black woman was justified in her initial assault of an elderly white man. And it was completely out of proportion to what the white man was doing. Uh, as I looked at it again and I examined it, they were both close to each other. And the black woman said, you need to get out of my face, and was completely yelling at him, making racial epithets. And it was only after the white man yelled that she assaulted him. And after she assaulted him, he retaliated and hit her back. And then she knocked him to the ground. And as he was leaving this, I mean, he looked like he was, you know, much more seriously injured because he is an elderly man. As he was walking back, I believe it was into the restaurant, uh, she was following him, continuing racial epithets. And again, this is a part of the black community that does have a form of racial vendetta against whites, and she really, like I said, you saw it um, out front there. And again, you can acknowledge it or you can't. It's just my perspective. And if anyone has an intellectual response to that, please let me know. But a lot of the things seem to be not rooted in justice, but rooted in revenge and wanting to do harm. So, what can you do? And in my opinion, I would have advised that elderly man not to confront this person at all. And that's not intelligent. Often it is not intelligent to confront what you know to be a hostile person. It does no good unless it is something that you like, they have a piece of property or something like that. But the conversation, the way in which it was going, it was hostile. And the first thing often they teach you in anger management is know where this is going. And it is not going to anywhere productive. You're not going to resolve um, any resolution here. So again, walk away, take the verbal argument loss because the physical is not worth it. Would I like to see this person harmed economically? Yeah, because she's a violent person who wishes harm, who seems to wish harm upon uh, people because of their race. So, of course, I personally, as a just society, would like to see this person um, basically a justice, as far as justice goes, done some kind of economic harm. Because that would be, if the roles were reversed in this society today, that certainly would have happened. But it is what it is. Um, and I'm just reminded of the Twitter thread that there were a few people on there that believed that the woman was right in what she was doing, and they downplayed the severity of the incident. And some of them were one woman, one British woman, was doing it out of a sense of feminism and female empowerment, abuse an elderly man. It did bother me, but I'm like, Twitter is filled with people who have opinions. Again, I don't think this was the majority opinion. Uh, However, I think the minority opinion does have power today. It's given power by the establishment. And then today on YouTube, I listened to Sam Harris, who's been getting a lot of flack lately for his behavior. And he talked about the pandemic and medical situations. I don't know how much I could say without getting demonetized on YouTube, but a portion of what he said sounded reasonable. I still, there's still a part of me that that believes that the legacy media is has become very reckless since the election of Trump and the Trump derangement syndrome. I also think that it is the generation in which they were born, and they're not born to basically control their emotions and their actions. They basically, I don't want to say the word diarrhea of the mouth, but they're reckless, and the recklessness seems to be related to the generational the generation in which they were born in, and that's kind of sad. And if I had any influence, that would be the one influence I would like, a little bit back to the older style of news that just delivered the news. And some say, or many believe, most people believe that this kind of thing is by design or this or that. And I don't know that. And again, ego is a big thing. And a lot of times people believe themselves to be on the side of the angels. And I know that's when I've been most wrong, is when I have been on the side of the angels, when I thought I was absolutely right. And sometimes I do want to take a step back. So Stoicism is somewhat of a struggle for me because I do get upset and I do get angry. That's my struggle. And I strive for the calm, and I strive to realize my ego is not so big, and again, uh, kind of a confession moment where I tried to convince other people that, my position is correct. And for the most part, you're hitting into a brick wall. And a lot of times you should strive to talk to people who, you know, are who are a little bit receptive to what you're saying. The emotional egotist isn't going to hear anything you have to say, and they will take your stoic calm or your diplomacy, and they'll use that as a sign of weakness, and that you can't do. So for me, some of the best strategies are to agree to avoid when you see the person isn't receptive to hearing what you're saying. And I have to also be receptive to what the other person's saying. Uh, I've had a chip on my shoulder regarding things, and that is my weakness. And I hope to become stronger in this area. Anyway, this has been Brian with Transparency and Merit. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and thank you for listening.